Hey there, thanks for tuning in. If you're not interested in listening to me ramble throughout this video, then you can scrub along the timeline and you'll find the screenshots at the end of the video. Moving on, in today's little video, I make a modern artist home. It's inspired by a local project video that I found on YouTube. I'll link it down below and you can see it for yourself. Although it's not exactly a copy of it because of the in-game build restrictions, but I did try my best to replicate it because I found the house very interesting and it's something that I personally would love to live in. So hence it inspired me to create this house or recreate the house in my own little way in The Sims. And in doing so, I needed to get CC. This is my first time using CC for a build. As you can clearly as you clearly saw just now, I used these whatever those windows, those roofing windows to create that look that the facade is all just windows. So I'll link that also down below for your reference, and yeah, I just think it's worth a shot. And the guy who created those windows create lots of other good build CC, so check him out too if you like those kinds of things, because I personally do. And now I'm currently using the tool mod to make like a makeshift wall, because clearly since I did that like side one, the unique roofing that I used, clearly there's like open space to the right. So in order to fix the problem, I just used the tool mod, found a debug item or live edit item to use as a makeshift wall, and just resized the whole thing. Anyways, yeah, so that was my process behind the whole structure of the build. And this is a micro lot, 32 tiles, although what's this, I did kind of cheat my way to get the 32 tile count, because it's debatable. I wish they do, or we do get an update with regards to the tiny living tile count number thing, because I think micro homes should be a little bit bigger, or at least there should be a little leeway, especially if you like I suppose if you make roofing. There are some instances where they count the tiles and it doesn't really make any sense, so hopefully they fix that in future updates. But yeah, I'm personally excited for the new game pack. I think it's a game pack, the home decorator pack thing. I will most certainly make a house when that comes out. I'll probably get it as soon as I can. And I'm thinking, since it's very modern looking, I'm thinking of making a modern house or like a Brooklyn home apartment, but I'm going to make it on a lot. Like I'm gonna build an apartment from scratch, like a loft type apartment. But yeah, because I personally don't like I do like using platforms. You'll see me using the platform system soon. And you can't really make use of platforms in apartments, so that's why I'm gonna make a lot, or just gonna turn it a lot into apartment looking space. So yeah, anyways, the build, yeah, I just spent a good chunk of my time talking about a build I'm gonna do in the future and not talk about this build. But yeah, okay, this build is like I said, a modern artist's home. This idea that I had in mind, where I place like his or her extra art materials outside as like a storage area, I'll actually turn this area into a more usable space and kind of hide it from the living space or the exterior. Like it kind of incognito. So yeah, I just really like making houses that are representative of my own personality. And I'm not saying that I'm an artist or I used to paint when I was a growing up, but I haven't painted a canvas in a while, and I just think, you know, the painter's career, The Sims, like in all other sim games, is probably the best career. And other than if, well, I really liked The Sims 3 Ambitions because I was an architect, but yeah, other than being an architect on The Sims or being an interior designer on The Sims, being a painter on The Sims is also a pretty neat job, and that's why I decided to make the person's or the story behind this build is a artist's home, and maybe she or her use. I mean, is it a livable space? I mean, or is it like a? Because the video that I'm referencing or I got inspiration from, the house was a Airbnb. Maybe this sim, him or her, is treating this space like a getaway from the city or wherever she is from or he is from, and just uses space to paint. It's just a little getaway for him or her. Yeah. Anyways, if you do decide to use this as like a house, it is a house in all its essence. It's not very upgradable. Well, in a sense that if you grow your family or grow the Sims family, it's kind of difficult, or it isn't builder friendly. Like, you can't just add another wall and it'll work or look nice. Maybe you do what you want with it. I don't really mind, but you might just find it a little difficult because you'll see in the video that in order to make this house more interesting and add a little layer of storytelling on top of being a artist, the sim, I also made use of the gardening stuff. So I made use of the seasons pack, so he or she can make flowers or on the side, he can grow plants on the side. Like right now, you can see me making the greenhouse area. It was it's not like it was something I thought of when I was making the house. Initially, I was thinking of making this a pool area, but on top of a platform. But I realized that since I wanted it to be a micro home, I couldn't do that because adding platform adds to the tile count. So I decided to make a greenhouse instead and use the gardener's storytelling as an excuse to make the greenhouse. So on top of being an artist, that person the sim is a greenhouse, not a greenhouse person, but a gardener also. So yeah, because when you make a greenhouse on the Sims, you can make do with removing the tiles, and in doing so, it doesn't the tiny house system doesn't count it, so it's still a micro home in a sense. But yeah, so if you do decide to fix the house, just expand the house. That's the word that I was looking for. You might find it rather difficult, but I promise in the future I will have the idea of expandability in mind when I do builds, because sometimes, you know, you might really like the house and you might want to use it forever, or just move your Sims out, find another house to live in. If your family's bigger, you can always just do that. Or if it's like a generational home. But then again, if you're gonna look for a generational home, you probably look for a lot that in time you can just expand it whenever you need to expand it. But yeah, so anyways, like I just said, I will keep, you know, expandability, room for expandability in mind in my other builds. Maybe in my next build, when I do a apartment like a lot, I think that's easier because apartments are just boxy looking things, and if you want to add another room, it's just easy. You just have to add essentially another box to the apartment. Hopefully I make that easier in the future. And like I said earlier, I made this area more usable by placing the generator and the water generator, or all the generators essentially. I just really like eco lifestyle in general. I think that's one of my best packs. If I do like a tier list, probably one of the superior packs in my opinion. It just adds so many other elements that I do enjoy because I like sustainable stuff. I do sustainable living, and those interests or those things interest me. That's why I like incorporating it in my own build. And the houses or the build items don't really look that bad. It's pretty modern and fits my aesthetic, and the color palette is very agreeable. So anytime I decide to do anything else, it just fits it fits in with a lot of other genres of builds. So yeah, that's why I like the Eco Lifestyle Pack. And from the other builds I've made so far in this channel, you see me using it a lot. And I like making container homes. You'd question how sustainable they are, but yeah, I really do enjoy making those types of houses. Hence my house also looks like that. But anyways, yeah, moving on, in continuation with the whole expandability concept, you can clearly see why you'll have a hard time expanding it, because in my way of trying to make the house look more appealing is I added this pool pond type area, and adding these rocks to make it more a part of nature, and not just like a pool out of nowhere. A lot of people do it. Anyways, yeah, so if you do decide to add another room, it's just going to be a whole lot difficult. And I mean, I do use the tool mod a lot here, in incognito ways, but I do use it. And if you do add certain rooms, it might affect everything else. And I hope you have the tool mod, and I hope you know how to use it, and I hope you know how to fix it when that does happen. But yeah, it's just hard to expand the house when you do plan to expand the house. That's why my narrative for the build is this is some kind of painter's getaway, and he or she or he the Sims have another house with their inside, or family with anyways, English. I hope you understood what I was trying to say. Moving on, I hope you find the build interesting, and I hope you use it in your own gameplay, and I hope you listening to me ramble wasn't too much. I normally don't have a script. I only have an outline, and I don't know. I suppose, am I interesting enough for these kind of things? I don't know. For voiceovers and for commentary content, I don't know. But yeah, and now this is what I was talking about earlier, where I hide this generator storage type area more, so it's more appealing when you look at the house from afar, or if you look at the exterior of the house, it looks more appealing. So yeah, I think if you were to make this house in real life, it would make sense to have to make use of that area, or to make it more usable. And you would also think, why did I retain like a gap? Why did I just make it a part of the livable space? Is because the house I was trying to recreate had that gap in between those room things, in between the bathroom and the what do you call this, kitchen. That's why I thought of keeping it, since I was really inspired by the house, and I tried to emulate it here as much as I can in The Sims. And that's why it really just inspired the whole build. That's why I tried to keep it there. I was also insecure about my landscaping skills. I know I just talked about space for like how many minutes or so, but yeah, I hope you liked what I did with the plants and the rocks and the lights. I don't know if it's any good, but hopefully it looks nice. This is my first time really sharing anything online to a handful of people. Although if it's just a handful of people, I don't really. I'm still pretty insecure about it. But yeah, I hope you like it and you find it interesting enough that you want it in your game. Anyways, the screenshots are coming in, and yeah, here we are. These are the screenshots. I had fun making this house. It's probably a house I imagine myself living in the future, hopefully owning in the future. And now these are just screenshots of the interior of the house with the bed down and the bed up, or however you phrase it. Anyways, screenshots of the interior. I think this is my best interior decorating yet. It's all carefully thought out, and hopefully that shines through with the photos I'm showing to you right now. I particularly like what I did with the bathroom. I think it's a nice look. Anyways, this is the gardening area. Those are trees, by the way, so hopefully when it grows in time, it hides the door or the window. And this is a screenshot of the greenhouse, which I think I should have added more. But anyways, I hope you liked the video. I hope you like the build enough to download it and enjoy it as much as you want to. Anyways, thanks for watching. Have a great day wherever you may be. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.